Hi, Catherine. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good.
So, this time I'm going to introduce our chat. We did a video, you might have seen it, the last video that went out online. We did a chat about house extensions, some, important questions that come up with clients. And this time round, we're in a bit more Q&A, just talking about each other's likes and dislikes. This is Catherine from House Architects, and
Hi.
I'm Natalie from Natalie Holden Interiors. So I'll start off with the first question then, shall I?
Yeah, crack on, yeah.
So, Oh, I've got my questions here. Okay, Catherine, so what would your ideal home look like?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question for an architect. So, my ideal home, I really love traditional Victorian houses for many different reasons. One of them being like that the high floor to ceiling heights that they have in either, certainly like around where I live in Liverpool, there are a lot of big Victorian detached houses, Victorian villas, but there are also a lot of Victorian terraced houses, and some of those terraced houses, they look quite small from the outside, but they can be like really quite grand inside. And I love some of the like traditional features in Victorian terraced houses. Some houses, they have nice paneling, wooden paneling going sort of up the stairs, nice banisters and lovely coving, on the ceilings. And I love the like the drama of the nice tall windows. They're quite bright, really, Victorian terraced houses and detached houses. And although like I love open plan spaces, and I love designing a good open plan space with a nice kitchen island unit, personally I'm actually sort of quite traditional really in what I like in a house. I do like sort of the interest and quirkiness of having separate rooms for like different functions, like a little cozy snug room, and then maybe a nice luxurious living room and a separate kitchen diner, So I like that about Victorian houses. The spaces and rooms are big, but there's like lots of them, so they're quite quirky and interesting. And if it's got a garden, then that would be like the icing on the cake, really. So,
your taste in houses is exactly the same as mine. I love period properties.
Yeah,
I think my parents have got a Victorian house, so I grew up in that house, and I just love the, like you say, I just love the the features, the ceiling height, the windows. Yeah, I just love everything about them.
Yeah, I think like
I love like mixing old and new as well. Like I love having like all of the the existing features, the architectural features as like a backdrop, but then I love putting modern furniture in that. I just love that mix.
Yeah, or even like modern architecture added on. In fact, I do prefer that sort of more than on a period property. I like seeing something modern and sensitively designed, like adjoined to that, rather than something that is to look traditional, to look time. I like something that is complementary but different. I think that works really well. But yeah, one of my favourite things is just the floor to ceiling height. You don't really get that in as much in semi-detached houses, which is like a massive chunk of the housing stock in the UK is semi-detached, sort of 1930s-ish. But yeah, I do actually live in a Victorian property, and on the ground floor, the floor to ceiling height is close to 4 meters. So it's just it's really, really nice.
Yeah. Very grand.
Yeah. Okay, so shall I ask you a question now then?
Yeah.
Okay. So, one question I've got for you is, what is your favourite thing to do in your spare time, which provides the best source of inspiration for a project?
Okay, so I just love getting out and about, getting out of the house and getting in a different environment. I mean, whilst there's so much inspiration at our fingertips online, I just love to visit places, to see different things, immerse myself in, just different spaces, really. But I would say my favourite thing to do is, because I'm a big foodie, I'm obsessed with food. I love eating out, and I love visiting like quite trendy restaurants. So like something that I probably spend most of my disposable income on food.
I do.
So what I like doing is so I just love going to restaurants, like really nice design restaurants. They don't have to be fancy or anything, just quirky, design-led restaurants. And so I kill two birds with one stone, and I go sit in a restaurant, get some food, lovely food, and just admire the decor and just take in the environments and just take lots of photo. I've got so many photographs in restaurant toilets of of like the tiles of my feet with the tiles. So yeah, it's visiting restaurants I probably get the most inspiration from, but also I love going traveling and visiting galleries as well. But you can't always do that, can you? You can't go on a million holidays a year. So the easiest way is just to get out and visit some nicely designed restaurants.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm not an interior designer myself, but if I go out somewhere, if I see something that like you really like, maybe something that's like in a nice material or a really nice colour, sometimes I just get it stuck in my head, and then I go home and I'm like, oh, I need to get something like this for this space or that space. I kind of just want to copy what I've seen, but I suppose that is just about being inspired by something really and wanting to like incorporate it. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, I've just.
You can get inspiration from anywhere, though, can't you? I think a lot of people think that you just have to get inspiration looking at other interiors. And like replicating another interior, but actually, you could get inspiration from a film, or you could get inspiration from a book, like the description of a space within a book that you've read, or you can get inspiration from fashion, music, there's so many sources of inspiration that you can just take, to integrate into your interior.
I think it's a nice thing about having a job that is a bit creative, because I think everybody can be creative like that and take inspiration from anything, but it's good if you kind of like almost exercising that like creative bit of your brain, or like it's like almost like a muscle, isn't it? You're looking for stuff everywhere, and so you start to get inspired just by more stuff naturally, don't you?
That's true.
That is nice.
It's just, I think that's the thing I'm finding hard, being a creative and having to spend so much time indoors. It kind of it zaps your creativity a little bit, doesn't it? So
there's less
trying to find different ways of being inspired.
There's less triggers, isn't there, to get inspiration when you're not seeing as much stuff as you would normally.
But I actually yesterday, which I haven't done for a very long time, I got a magazine, interior magazine, and because I'm so busy usually, I never sit down and look at a magazine or just flick through, and it was really nice just to do that, get away from the computer, because we're spending so much time now stuck to our laptops, speaking to people on Zoom. It's nice to step away from that and look at a book or a magazine.
That's it.
So is it my turn to ask you a question then?
I think so.
So what's your favourite building in Liverpool?
Okay. I think certainly one of my favourite buildings in Liverpool is the Everyman Theatre. on Hope Street. So that's quite a famous building in Liverpool now because it won the Sterling Prize in 2014. It's designed by Hayworth Tompkins Architects, and I love the building because it's very beautifully and sensitively designed without being like unpretentious. Without being pretentious is what I mean to say. It's a very unpretentious building, and it was like built quite sustainably, but it's on the cladding is quite famous. It's got the sort of metal panels which have been sort of lasered with images of just like ordinary people. So it's got like, I don't know, almost like a community feel of it, to it. Everybody's it's everybody's building. Obviously it's called the Everyman Theatre, but it really feels like a kind of inclusive building. And the materials that I used in it are quite rugged, really. There's a lot of exposed concrete, and the materials are such that they don't really need like dressing up, with extra finishes. So it's quite sort of bare and exposed, lots of brick, lots of concrete, but it's very beautiful. It's just lovely, and it's like natural. It's naturalness, if that's the word.
Yeah.
Materials. So yeah, I really like it. I just like everything that the building represents. I love the materials. And the spaces themselves are actually beautifully designed as well. They let a lot of light in, and there's a good sort of separation between theatre and public spaces. So yeah, I'll enjoy the day when I can go back in there and watch a film or a little theatre production. I'll really enjoy being able to do that again.
Yeah, I love that building as well.
Yeah,
I love Hope Street though. I think that street alone is just full of so many pretty buildings. The old Georgian house properties.
It is stunning, and there's so many. I love the cobbled streets around there as well. There's a lot of films actually and TV programs that get filmed around there because of the architecture, and it's got the original cobbled streets. So like any sort of period dramas, if they've got like a horse and carriage or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Peaky Blinders was filmed in Liverpool, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I'm not sure whether it was filmed up by Hope Street.
Yeah, certainly by the like tobacco warehouse. I think a lot of films are filmed around there. So is it my turn now to ask you your last question? I think it is, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So yeah, my last question to you then is, do you often redecorate or rearrange your own home to like keep up with the latest trends in interior design?
The answer to that is no. So I don't really. I'm a bit averse to trends, really. Mm-hmm. I don't like to follow them because I think trends can I understand the reason for trends, and it is to try and keep the sales going with products, and so people are constantly buying things again, and it completely goes against what I really believe in with interiors. And I'm quite passionate about sustainability, and I prefer to not just for the style, but also just because I like quality pieces of furniture. So, and also, if you buy something that's going to last a long time, you want to make sure that it's timeless. So, to have something that's trend-led, unless you've got a lot of money, you can't really keep buying things brand new all the time. Yeah. So I prefer to buy something that's quality, that will last. But then I could bring in like statement pieces, like a statement light or a piece of artwork that will bring a bit of drama in. It can change. Yeah. yeah, it's the focus on sustainability and trying to, you know, be kinder to the environment. I like to mix a bit of old and new. So I've got a few upcycled pieces in my home,
Nice.
you know, mixed with, you know, things that I bought new but that are more quality. So it allows you to balance the budget in a way where you can spend a little bit more on the new items, and then by using something secondhand and maybe just giving it a lick of paint, that's not going to cost you much money at all. So it's better. I find it's better to do it that way than just spending you know, low budget on all items that you're going to constantly buy, you know.
That's quite good advice, actually. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite sort of helpful to.
Because
so sorry, go on.
Go on, you carry on.
I was just going to say it's quite good advice, you know, because sometimes the temptation is to, you know, go to, you know, the bargain homeware shop and be like, oh yeah, I'll get this, but and then your home's full of stuff that maybe is like not the best quality and that will actually, you know, need replacing urgently at some point, you know, in the not too distant future. But if you do invest in something that is, as you say, it's timeless, it's not going to lose its appeal because it's beautiful in and of itself, then you can maybe sort of work around that, you know.
Yeah, and I think, like, you know, it's in a way, I think sustainability has become a trend at the moment, because people's like mindset is completely shifting towards that, you know, being kinder to the environment, and people are becoming a lot more conscious consumers, not just in interiors, but I think in all aspects of their life, you know, with recycling, you know, clothes that you buy. I think people are becoming a little bit more switched on to, you know, where things are from, where they're made, how they're, you know, where they're transported from. You know, people are educating themselves a lot more. And like what I'm actually working with, you know, it was one of your clients, you did the extension for, but then I've worked with them on the interior. They're really focused on sustainability, and it's really nice, you know, to see customers that are really on board with that as well, and they're focused on, you know, getting quality products, things that aren't, you know, going to fall apart after a year. It's interesting. I just ordered carpets for their extension, for their loft conversion, which are made from old fishing nets.
Oh wow!
So recycled fishing nets for the carpet. But the beautiful carpet, you know, it sounds like, it doesn't sound like it's going to look nice, does it? Like recycled fishing nets. Yeah, but they're beautiful, really, really quality plush carpets. They've been dyed and like amended to look nice. But I think a lot of people assume that, you know, with eco-friendly it's going to look rustic, or it's going to look, you know, old and warm, but you can buy really beautiful sustainable products.
Definitely, you definitely can. And I think it's true, you know, people are more averse to, you know, just buying new and throwing away. People want to like sort of step away from the sort of throwaway culture now, so it's good to sort of think about the products that you're buying a little bit more, maybe get some advice on what might last, and what are the best companies to go with, you know, ethical companies and things. That's sort of definitely, you know, it's always been important, but it's more on people's agenda now, you know. So, you know, not to being like have a throwaway mindset when it comes to your furniture.
And I think overall that's going to help people, you know, do their home you know, in a better way, because they won't have to keep redecorating all the time. You know, it's going to save them money probably overall in the long run.
That's right, definitely. Because it's expensive to keep up with fads or trends, and to it's expensive, and it's not sustainable for the environment either. So it's definitely a good idea to do things sustainably. I completely agree.
So I think we've asked all the questions, haven't
I think we have, yeah.
Yeah.
That was another enjoyable chat. Thanks for that. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you.
So we'll put in the description on the post a link to Natalie's Facebook, my Facebook, and our websites. And also, if anybody's got any questions or wants to, chip into the conversation, you can do so in any of the comments below, and give us a little like and a thumbs up if you liked this. So we'll maybe do another one of these sometime soon again. So stay tuned and just keep an eye out on our pages. But thanks for that, Natalie. I really enjoyed that today, and
yeah, thank you.
Hope to speak to you soon again. See you.